Hello and welcome to Season 6 of Coastal News, a home and away podcast. Great to have you. Here are your first headlines of 2026. Levi hits rock bottom and his patience. Dana comes round to Harper's plans to meet their mum. Sonny and Remi find a way to honour Theo. And Tane and Joe head to the dodgy motel for, well, I think you know.
How's the patient?
You mean the patient you just punched in the face? Yeah, he's fine. Physically, no fractures, only some minor bruising.
That's good.
Good? What exactly about getting punched in the face by a doctor is good? What the hell were you thinking, Levi?
Great. He was acting aggressively towards you, and I thought you were at risk.
And I was handling the situation.
He shoved you.
We were calling the police. Instead, you just swoop in and make everything 1,000 times worse.
Great,
We have enough chaos out there without you adding to it. Not to mention, you've completely undermined everything that I have been working on to keep our staff safe.
Sorry.
It's too late to be sorry. It should never have happened.
We are Cy and Sophie. This is Coastal News, a home and away podcast, your weekly episode companion podcast for your favourite Aussie soap.
Right, Sophie.
Hello.
It's Season 6. Blimey, this is weird.
It's very weird. Who's that voice?
Oh, hello.
Hello. Happy New Year, doll.
Happy New Year. Can we get where we're saying it? We're still in single digits. Be right. Still in single digits.
I guess tomorrow will be,
Oh,
by the
wait,
time the
this is
pod comes out.
I'm going to say this is tomorrow.
By the time the pod comes out, it's 10. But never mind. It's fine. Happy New Year. I haven't actually said
Happy. Yeah. Well, Happy New Year to you too. How the devil are you?
I'm mildly inconvenienced. Sorry.
By this pod?
No. Just before I came on the pod, my oven light went.
What?
You know, like I've had my oven for a few years now, and now I was trying to cook tonight, and there's no light in the oven, so I'm mildly convenienced by the fact that I couldn't see my food cooking, and then I'm on the internet going, what oven is this? What bulb do I need?
Oh, is it still getting hot?
Oh yeah, it's just dark, so I can't see until I open the door and go, what's in there? Very annoying.
God.
But there we go. Mildly convenienced, but happy that Homer's is back. Happy to speak to you.
I'm sitting here thinking if my oven's got a light now. Or have I also
got...
got...
You know, have you got a glass door that you can see in the oven?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there'll be a light. When you turn the oven on, the light comes on at the same time so you can see what's cooking.
Maybe my bulb went a while back. I'm thinking now. To be honest, I ninja most things. It only goes in the oven if it won't fit in the ninja. So
that'd be hilarious if you've been cooking in the dark for like forever.
I think I might be. I'm going to check that when I get downstairs in a bit.
So funny.
Such a bloke. Yes, Homer's is back. I'm all right, thank you. Yes, my oven. We'll put a question mark over my oven. But
I need to know now.
I'm all right. Yes, thank you.
Good.
Did you enjoy your break?
I did. I had a long break. I've been very lucky to get such a long break, but it's been good. But now it feels like it's just zip past, honestly. Now I'm back.
Back to the grind.
Yes.
Yeah, it was shorter for me.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've had a good break. I think the last couple of years, I'm trying to think the last couple of breaks we've had on pod, and like last year we went to Oz, and it was all very Homer's still. And then I think the year before that there was old episodes, weren't there, and things out.
We did
and there was
Christmas
stuff.
ones, didn't we?
Yeah, there was stuff going on. So I've actually switched off from the pod for a bit. So I do feel, I do feel good. Yes. And we're
good.
back at it. And we're fortunate we get that.
Mm,
You know, some of the
yes.
other soap podcasters out there don't get it.
I know. I remember JK from the Neighbours neighborhood rewatch telling us that he did one on like Christmas Day, like a live watch along on Christmas Day and
Gosh.
stuff. I was like, I can't even imagine watching Home and
Think
Away
of
on
anything
Christmas Day.
worse. I know. Haven't got
So-
time for sun and sand on Christmas
It's
Day.
so weird, like the idea of having to go. I mean, this year I didn't even get to see the UK soaps on Christmas Day. I didn't watch them till the next day. So
I know. Do you know, Christmas used to be about telly, and it's just not these
Yeah.
days, is it? It's just
No.
not.
just didn't have time.
Gav on Talk of the Street podcast as well mentioned that they were obviously having to try and navigate pods in Christmas and mentioned that we had it good. So yeah, we are lucky really that we do go off still over Christmas. I've made a little list of sort of things we've missed while we've been off the airwaves.
Ooh,
right,
just
let's get you up to speed with life events you've missed, and myself. So I mean, the first and foremost, I mean, you went on this amazing holiday to Canada and the US. How was it? Like,
good. This was sort of a kind of bucket list thing for me because I went to Seattle, which I've not really been to before, and obviously been like a big grunge music fan. You know, it's the home of Nirvana and Alice in Chains and lots of the grunge scene. So that was a massive bucket list item ticked off for me, which was amazing. And then Canada, I'd been there before, I'd lived there before, and it was just going back 23-ish years later, just seeing if it was any different. And it wasn't. It was gloriously the same. I absolutely loved it. So
you go down all your old stomping ground and everything.
I did, and it was so weird being back and not being absolutely poor because last time I was there, I was working and I was probably earning the least amount you can earn possible, and working in a bar and in a hotel, which was disgusting because it was cleaning rooms, and the stuff people do in hotel rooms is depraved.
You've told me some of the stories before.
It was. Oh my god! But going back as someone that now was in a hotel room and then having to like talk to the 18-year-old, housekeepers, and they were there from Australia and God knows where else, and saying, "I've been in your shoes," and like, oh god, it was so weird, but it was good. It was really good.
Oh, good! Your pictures looked amazing.
Thank you.
So yeah, it looked good. And of course, that messed us up a bit, didn't it, with the pod at the end of last year? So we had a couple of guesties slot in for you. So thank you for those. Yes. Christmas happened. Did you have a good Christmas?
I did. It was very self-contained to that one day Christmas this year. Normally my Christmases tend to kind of drag on, like for a few days before, a few days after, but it was very much like Christmas is this day. And then we'll never speak of it again, which I quite liked because I quite like getting it over and done with. So it was nice. It was just family. My niece and my nephew were there, and they're both like 3 and 5. So I was getting my hair braided. I was getting dinosaur toys thrown at me. I was getting stickers stuck to me. It was exhausting, but I'm glad it was just one day. How about you?
Yeah. Mine was the opposite. Mine was about 7 days. It was one of those years where you make plans, the plan falls through, you make a new plan, the new plan falls through, and you end up just sort of
it out.
Yeah, but it was good. It was really, really good. We had family over from the US. And we did like a Christmas Eve. We did Christmas. This is probably what made it feel longer. We did Christmas Day at home on Christmas Eve, so that literally felt like Christmas Day. Like we did the meal, we did everything, and then when Christmas Day came, we then we went to Tamika's house, who listeners will know was on the pod while you were away, and had games and food there on Christmas Day, and then on Boxing Day we went out for a Christmas meal.
Crikey.
So and then it was like
roast dinners.
Yes, and then it was the weekend, wasn't it? It went right the way it landed. It went straight into the weekend, so then that just sort of prolongs the I mean, those days they all merge anyway, don't they? Between, but
do.
yeah, it went on, but it was really good.
Oh,
We all had
that's nice.
good time.
That's what it's about, though, isn't it? Family
yeah.
and food. There's nothing else really to do.
Yeah. This is
So,
it. This is it.
yeah.
This is it. I started a new job. I'm on my third
You
one now
did?
since the pod.
Wow.
And I like to think I'm a loyal person, but now I'm starting to second guess everything.
I didn't realise it was 3. Wow.
Well, I've changed twice, haven't I? So yeah.
Oh, you have. Gosh, you have. Yeah.
Third time
I've
lucky.
been with you through 2 quits, actually, haven't I? Yeah, I've just remembered. Yes.
That means
Yeah.
we're level pegging now. Are we?
We probably are.
No, did you quit once?
Yeah, I've quit once and started a new job once since I've started the pod.
Right,
Yeah.
come on, catch up.
Well, you know, I am looking. I am looking. Don't listen. Don't listen if you work with me.
I'm one ahead.
Yeah, I am looking. Oh, yeah, you've done really well. So I know we've talked off air, but congratulations on your new job. Very well deserved.
Bless you, thank you.
And I'm
Much
glad
better.
it's going well for you.
Yes, thank you. I'll tell you what else happened as well while we've been off air.
More? What else?
Neighbours finished.
Oh yes, of course. I sound really bad now, like I've forgotten.
How dare you?
I know.
How dare you?
There are a lot of our listeners that are gutted about this. So
yes. So yeah, end of an era. People are hoping for things. I don't think the messages from that show have given that hope. You know.
No, it sounds quite final, doesn't it? From what I've seen.
Yeah, they were auctioning things off from the set and all sorts.
And I saw something about Lassiter's being levelled, and I was like, crikey, they really are. Gosh, it was quite brutal. I was trying to put myself in their shoes and imagine like them saying, "Oh, the circle's been flattened," and I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, this is pretty weird.
Yeah, it would be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So if you are new here, if you've picked up Home and Away and you're giving us a try, thank you. Stay with us. There's some weird things with scheduling gone on, which means the show feels a bit disjointed. When we normally come back to some high drama, but we've had it. But we are working through the aftermath of a death, so it does feel quite depressing. You are right. If that is your your inference you're drawing from it, it does get better. But stick with us. We're here every weekend, aren't we? And we'll give you a laugh. And actually, it's a good little show, Home and Away, and I think a lot of people who perhaps have been quite staunch on one side of that ancient rivalry have never really given it the chance it probably deserves. So if you have, thank you. Stay with us. Get in touch. Love to hear from you. And final thing I've got on my little list is we got this news ourselves about Home and Away and its scheduling on the old Channel 5 lunchtime showing there. Channel 5 have shaken up their daytime. Well, if that's what you can call it.
They've made it worse, in my opinion, but there we go.
Yeah. Those afternoon movies, Home and Away, all the afternoon dramas gone.
All the good stuff worth watching has been taken off, and now we've got Vanessa Feltz and I don't know what else. Rubbish.
Enjoy.
Not impressed.
Basically prolonged the Jeremy Vine show, just swapped heads every couple of hours, don't they, all day long?
Yeah.
We're in this weird world these days where everyone's got an opinion, and I think those shows, they're trying to push them, aren't they? And good luck to them. I hope it tanks. But what that does mean is that apparently the press release said how amazingly popular the streaming was for Home and Away. They announced last January we were having early episode drops at 6 a.m. We certainly have adopted them. It's been quite nice being able to watch it on our lunches before work. It's been really nice sort of getting it out of the way, and it seems like if the press release had anything to go by, we've all been loving it. So viewing is up on there. You know, it's where it's all happening, so you can understand that's what they're pushing to us. It's still repeated at 6 o'clock over on 5 Star, and if you prefer the old-fashioned way, watching live, you can watch still at 6:30 on 5 Star as well. But yeah, it does simplify things a bit. We don't have to sort of explain that was yesterday's episode today. This is tomorrow's episode tonight. It takes away that complicated discussion, I suppose. But keep watching, but not at lunchtime.
Unless you watch it on the app. This is the thing with the app, you can watch it at any time you like. It's there from 6 a.m. in the morning. So if you normally watched it at lunchtime, you can watch it at lunchtime. You just have to watch it through the app. So you can download that on your phone, or you can have it through your smart TV or your Fire Stick, or there's loads of different ways to watch it.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
Very, very true. Yeah, I'm watching it all over the place. And you can pause and carry on another device, and
that's
it's much more
handy.
modern. Yeah.
And you can skip through stuff if if there's a scene where there's a character that you're not very keen on. You can skip it, and then if you want to know what happened with them, listen to the pod and we'll tell you.
I know, because we'll endure it for you.
Exactly.
So here we are, season 6, going into our 6th year. I think we might be older than Desperate Housewives.
What?
Not Terry Hatcher.
No, we've got a way to go before we're older than her, I think. Bless her. Yeah.
But I've got a question for you.
Do
you want to talk about this week's Home and Away?
I do. Yes, let's do it.
Right. Levi is fuming at the start of the week. You'll remember, if you cast your mind back to last year, he and Mac lost the baby the wedding day. And Mac couldn't cope, and she did this disappearing act. Off to Dean she went. And you'll remember that Eden, when she found out, when she came back from her honeymoon, she phoned her, didn't she? So we learned this week that Mac teared Levi a new one for Eden getting involved. And at the time, I think I said, if I remember rightly, I didn't blame Eden. I think she was a bit all guns blazing, but somebody's got to talk some sense into that girl, because she's really not considering Levi at all. And he then has a go, doesn't he? Because he's ended up in trouble with Mac. Even Marley's annoyed because he's involved. It was his phone she used it on. Don't you ever put me in that position again. I love this Marley. This is the Marley I need all the time. Has this helped you with Marley?
No.
Okay, moving on. I've got work to do.
And Mr. David is not convinced either, so I'm not on my own.
Well, when I'm on the tweets, he's convinced.
No, he's not. I do scroll back. Don't you lie to me.
I think he's much less of a wet blanket these days. I think he's being written much better.
He's better, but I still don't. If he went tomorrow, I would not be sad.
That when he's not in an episode, I don't notice, I must say. Right. Okay. Levi then decides, right, well, Mac's not here. What am I doing? I'm going to go back to work, doesn't he? His head's not in the game. He's chatting to Brie at work, who then obviously learns what's happened. And they have this sort of D&M, don't they, about it all. And he opens up to her about how he's feeling, the loss and all that stuff. And he's been left with no contact on the back of it. Not only has he lost his child here, he doesn't even know if his relationship's alive. I'm really feeling for Levi through this. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I mean, I feel bad for both of them, and I can see both sides of it, because obviously Max had to go through the actual physical loss of the baby and everything else, so it's a slightly different sort of feelings and things for her. And she's had this before, she's had her hopes up and had them dashed before, so it's just kind of reopening old wounds. So I do really feel for her, but Levi doesn't deserve this. He doesn't deserve to be left in the dark, wondering whether he's going to have a girlfriend when she decides to come back. And it's not fair, ultimately.
No. This is what it comes down to. It's fairness, isn't it? Yeah. And I think if she gave him the time to just say, for me, I need to not be here. Like, this is what I need. And I feel like I need to just go away and bury my head in the sand, whatever it may be. I need to be away. And I just need space for now. And I'll work. If she gave him that explanation, I think he'd be okay with it.
Yeah, I think that'd be reasonable. I think it's sometimes when you're grieving or when you're going through something like that, you know you're not your best self, and you know that you're not going to be your best self, and you know that other people deserve to have a better version of you, and you can't give it to them because you just have to be a bit selfish. And I think that's okay to say, and I think it's okay to say, I need to go and take myself off because I need some space.
Agreed.
But communication is the difference, isn't it? It's communicating that you need to go and do that, and I'm not leaving you, and I still love you, but I need to get out of here for a bit, and I need to do it on my own. I think that's okay. She hasn't done that though, has she?
Nope. And I think that is key here. Is that she's left him with these questions that the poor guy desperately needs to know.
Yeah.
He needs answers, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And this ends up boiling up at work. He's gone back to work too soon to try and take his mind off it. He clearly isn't coping well. That's not the strategy for him. He's picked the wrong strategy. He's gone to work, and then there's this incident, isn't there, where these guys come in. There's been like a road rage incident or something, and one of them's gobby. Well, immediately I'm thinking, oh my God, because we're not far off Bree having a gobby patient stab her.
Yeah, that was my first thought as well. Is she going to get triggered by this? Because I think at one point he kind of leans forward and grabs her, and she goes, "Don't touch me." And I thought she's remembering the last time someone did this, and she got injured.
Yeah, I thought the same. I thought we're going to end up at bloody flashbacks to that and all this stuff. But actually, what happens is it ends up being about Levi intervening. This guy pushes it further, and in the end, Levi ends up knocking him out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
At work. I mean, I was shocked actually because I wouldn't expect it from him. We're not talking about, a river boy here, or someone from the wrong track. We're talking about quite a well-respected, decent man. Generally, let's park the affair. But generally, morally, he is in the right space. You just wouldn't expect this from him. This is not his character, is it?
And in fact, I don't think we've ever seen him get aggressive, but I think we've seen him deal with other people getting aggressive with him. I remember the first time we saw him really was when Eden walked up and punched him in the face when he appeared in town.
Yeah.
And I think that, and then obviously he got involved with when they were in Queensland, when they went to visit Dean and Ziggy, and Mac and Ziggy ended up getting kidnapped, and then even then when they came face to face with those two people, it was Dean that was being the aggressive one, and Levi going like, don't do anything, don't touch him, kind of thing. So I don't think he is an aggressive person, not that I can think of.
Yeah, no, I agree. I completely agree. So I was quite taken aback when this happened.
Yeah.
Before we know it, the police are involved. Incident reports, judging looks from the old Jolene there, and he's been whisked off to YCPD from cash. You touched on that fingerprint technology is bloody marvelous.
I loved that. I really enjoyed watching that. That was fun. I love stuff like little tech gadgets and little bits of software like that when they do stuff on shows. I thought that was really funny. I loved it.
Eden has got complete and full access to the room where they're doing it.
That cop surprised shop is busier than the diner doll.
I know. I'm surprised it didn't parade him through reception where they normally do. Victim and perpetrator meet.
It was the way that it was Eden and Abby, both behind the desk. I was like, "Oh, you work it out, do you?" And we had Lacey in there recently doing filing. So yeah.
Well, this then winds up with Eden making another phone call to Mac, doesn't it? Saying he's been arrested with an undertone of it's all your fault. So Mac's probably going to be back on Monday, and she's probably going to be fuming.
Would you run back? If you heard that voicemail and they said, like, Levi's been arrested, would that make you go running back?
Probably not.
I don't think I would.
Probably not. To be honest, it's a hard question to answer because I don't think I'd have done what she's done.
No, true.
But no, I would not run back. If they said he'd been arrested, I'd have been like, right. Unless I was needed to pay his bail or something.
Oh, yeah, good point. I think it was Nina on the tweet along that said, I can't imagine her running back after that. And I was like, me neither. No, thanks.
I am... I can't remember now, but wasn't there a point where... Did somebody call ahead and let Dean know what had happened? Because she didn't want to tell Dean, did she?
She didn't want to tell Dean, but they decided they weren't going to tell him on her behalf because it's her news to tell him. But I remember Marley did contact Dean and he had a conversation with him, and I think Levi overheard him and Marley said, so Mac's okay? And obviously Dean, we didn't hear his side of the conversation, but he must have said, yeah, she's absolutely fine.
Right.
So then Marley gets off the phone and says, yeah, I don't think they've had the conversation. She's acting absolutely fine, but we know it's a front. Like, don't take it personally. We know that she's good at hiding her feelings.
That's right. It's coming back to me now.
I don't think that Dean knows, as far as
well remembered. Because I'm thinking Dean and Ziggy would have definitely got back home by now if they knew. Let's see. When Mac gets back, he'll have no fury. I've got a feeling. Elsewhere in the Bay, Cash has been using the YCPD supercomputer to look up Harper and Dana's parents, and he's not been caught again. He constantly uses all that stuff for stuff he shouldn't do. And he delivers the news to Harper that her dad died 4 years previous from a drug overdose. Mum is still alive, and he even gives Harper everything she needs, last known address, everything. We later find out she could have just my-searched it, but because she just went on a search engine and found all these articles about his death the next day. So why Cash needed to put his job on the line, I don't know. Anyway, thoughts on this? So we were, remember when we last spoke, and it was looking like we could have the Matheson parents in town. We've now found out Dad has died, and it sounds like, from what Harper's saying, Mum's not been arrested since. She's expecting Mum to be different. She's got this stance where she's now got Archie, and she wants Archie to have a fuller family. Dana is quite staunch at this point, isn't she? And saying, you know, hello, where were you? Are you listening to yourself? Have you got rocks in your head, girly? To coin a phrase. Because she's like, we had such miserable lives ourselves. I ended up being an addict because of it. Why would you even entertain this for Archie? Did you have a side? Did you have a thought? Where were you at watching this unfold for the Mathesons?
I think I'm struggling to pick a side here, and I'll explain why. And in fact, I put a poll out on Twitter because I thought, let's get other people's opinions, because I could be swayed either way because I don't really know how I feel. So I did put a poll out and asked people, are you Team Harper or Team Dana, on Twitter, and 69% of people were Team Dana, and
really
31% were Team Harper. Now, I still don't know whether. I mean, a few people did sort of say, I'm Team Harper because in her shoes, I think it was Mr. David said, in her shoes, I'd rather be sure. I'd rather reach out, try and have a relationship with her, realise that she hasn't changed, and then abandon that idea. And at least I've tried. At least I'm not regretting, later in life when...
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah, when Mum's not around anymore and there isn't that chance to reach out and see if she's changed, you might regret that. But if you won't regret reaching out and then going, she hasn't changed and I can walk away, and at least I can say I tried. So I can really see that argument. But then I can also see Dana's argument. She sounds absolutely horrific, and why would you put a really helpless little baby in that situation with someone that's like that? And I don't know whether I would. So it's difficult, isn't it? Do you live with regret, or do you potentially expose your child, who's very young and very vulnerable, to someone who's not very good? Do you wait until Archie's old enough to defend himself? I don't know.
It's weird. It's hard, isn't it, to even contemplate a side. I think this is been cleverly written in this way to make us actually come to that exact conclusion that you've just described.
Yeah.
In that it isn't a conclusion, in that we can see it from all angles and we don't know who to get behind. And I think actually, if those that really fell on one side, and I'm talking about the Harper clan the Dana clan as well, of which I am supreme leader. You are led by unconscious bias of your opinion of that character, you know. And Harper gets a lot of stick, and actually, like Mr. David's saying, regardless of anything, if you were in Harper's shoes, a child changes your outlook on everything.
Yeah.
It's no longer about you, is it? It's about somebody else and what, you know, and they become the most important thing. And I think that is something that Dana can't empathize with, because she's not in that position. So she's still going from a position of herself and what happened to her.
Yeah.
And Harper's able to separate that because she's now got this little human to think about instead of her own feelings about her childhood. It's difficult. And I actually found myself leaning to Harper and felt a little bit disappointed in Dana at times, because I felt like the way she went about it, I don't want to dismiss her experience of growing up and what that means for her. I didn't want to dismiss that entirely, but I just felt like she wasn't a very good listener, you know, to Harper's reasoning, is basically. And I think it's only later on when she speaks to somebody else that she ends up coming round and then saying to Harper, look, you do you, keep me out of it. Of course, that's not going to happen. But I felt like that was the right grown-up thing to do in the end.
Yeah, maybe she needed that time to process it, because, you know, I guess that strong reaction came from a place of shock, because she probably never thought her sister would entertain the idea.
Ever do it, yeah.
Yeah. I guess
And then
I'm
lack of
slightly
understanding.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's
Sorry,
the
go on.
combinations of two things.
Yeah.
I think I want to kind of side with Harper because for the plot, I guess. I want to see the mom. I actually want to see it with my own eyes, because we've heard so much about the parents, and you know, I was kind of intrigued by the photo of the dad that they used, you know, for his obituary post that she found online, and I thought, he doesn't look like a guy that's been on drugs for 30 years. You know what I mean? I don't know whether it was a pre-Watershed picture kind of chosen, but I was expecting somebody who looked like a proper drug addict, you know, who looked like they've had a really hard life. And he does look like someone's dad. You know, he looked normal. So then I was like, I've got this vision of what the mum could be like, and I want to see what their portrayal of her is going to be. So I actually do want to see mum. I want to meet her and find out.
I must say, I hope it is leading to that, because in my mind, I've got Cheryl Braxton.
Yes.
I've got Karen Dean's mum.
Yes.
You know, I've got that kind of type, and they are some of my best characters. Yes, they are some like or pretending they're not, you know, like hiding it. And I think that would be such an interesting. And those characters were some of my favourites because they were so interesting.
Yes. She's got to be complex. She's got to be flawed. She's got to be, you know, not perfect, not a typical mum. You know, that's what I'm expecting.
Yeah. And she's got a husband who's died from this stuff, from their lifestyle. She's got estranged daughters. Like, there's so much to do with that. You know what I mean? So I really, 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 that's one of my big hopes for the coming month, is that she's in the bay. And it isn't just a flash in the pan. Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, yeah.
Yes. But even that's interesting. You know, having Dana and that whole situation, even that as a viewer, anyway, that's interesting. So I want to see it.
Then she's not going to have to keep it separate, because if Harper gets in touch with mum, I think the second question after "How are you?" is going to be "How is Dana?" And then what do you say? Oh, I don't know. I don't see her. You know, she doesn't live near me at all. She doesn't pop round to my house every day or anything.
Yeah.
Like, how on earth are you going to hide that?
It's not going to work, is it? It's not going to work. No. Nope. Smallest town this side of, I don't know.
She just has to go in the diner and say she's there to visit her daughter Harper, and they'll be like, "Oh, and Dana. Oh, you know Dana, do you? Where does she work? Oh, the hospital."
Yeah.
It's not going to take long.
Yeah. Oh, she's dating him over there. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
my nephew's
And
friend. Yeah.
it will be interesting because I feel like Dana and Sonny, power couple goals, hashtag. He seems to be like the guy that talks Dana down a lot from being Dana. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects that dynamic and
Yes,
Sonny's
definitely.
involvement. Just saying. Yeah. Lacey is wandering around the bay this week, and she's even asking Sarge David if he's got any chores for her. She is moping a bit, and I don't mean to trivialize it. Her boyfriend just died. But I will say is that we criticize Lacey for not being bereft enough in the immediate aftermath of Theo's demise. And to be honest, she does seem very, very together. When you look at her compared to how Justin and Leah are working through this, even though she's off work and she looks like she needs a good sleep, she generally is functioning quite well, if you ask me. And I don't mean to judge that. Everyone's different, aren't they? But I think this notion of we were supposed to believe that they were love's young dream, and it's just not washing with me. Do you know what I mean? And that spills into her reaction in post death in this aftermath period as well. I'm still not feeling it. And after a chat with her dad, she then decides to go back to work and move on and get on with things. And she gets back to work, and there's this moment is where flowers arrive, and there's a bit of a reminder, and she gets upset, and Marley's having to comfort her at the beach, which looked beautiful. And I was like, oh yes, we are back on the beach. These beautiful scenes on my TV. So she's all upset. Is this the first time, I've written down here, that we've seen her upset about this whole thing? Because I think it is.
I think we did talk about this a lot before Christmas, didn't we? That we didn't feel like she was showing much emotion. I still don't, like you, I still don't really buy it yet, because first of all, we're supposed to believe that they're love's young dream. Theo seems to have been pretty keen. There's some discussions going on about whether he might have proposed to her in Tasmania, and maybe this was like the reason for the trip. And he said to Justin, like, she's the one, and all of this sort of stuff. I don't feel like she was on the same page as him, and I don't feel in her grief that she is. I think if it was the other way around and Theo was left, and I think he would be really grieving and going off the rails because he's lost the love of his life. I don't feel like she is. But then there's the added bit for her in that if I was her, I'd be beating myself up with the guilt because he died because I went and confronted somebody that I knew was a murderer.
Right.
And
exactly.
He died because he pushed me out of the way of the car. And it should have been me that was dead. It should have been me. I provoked the man. I put Theo in that situation. I was the one that was getting the car driven at me. And he jumped out the car and saved me at the last minute. I think the guilt of that would have been eating me up.
Yep, same. This is what I don't get about it. And then she seems really hard done by when Leah won't have the time of day with her.
Yeah, she seemed really paid off that she's like, oh, she still hates me. And I was like, do you blame her?
Yeah. And, and if you acknowledge that, you're going about this the wrong way with Leah. You know, instead of trying to push her and trying to make her see that, you need to go to her and explain that guilt and that you never meant this to happen, and you'll live with this forever. Those are the kinds of things Leah needs to hear you say.
Yes. Yeah, that you feel bad.
Not Theo saved me.
No, she doesn't want to hear that.
Do you know what I mean?
He died a hero. Well, great. No, there was that line where she said to Leah, she said, oh, I didn't want to wake up today on Theo's birthday. It's a morning I didn't want to wake up to. And Leah just says, well, at least you woke up. you know, because Theo hasn't. And I just went, oh, but I was like, she's right though. Like she, and I think if you genuinely cared about him and you genuinely felt any guilt about his death, you wouldn't have said that to his auntie.
I know. This is what I mean. It doesn't make sense, does it?
No.
I must say, with Leah, I'm flip-flopping, right? Because whilst we're saying here and now with the whole Lacey situation, Leah's right. You know, I think Leah's reaction is much truer. I think she needs something different from Lacey. She's not ready to open up to what Lacey's got to say yet, which I can all completely agree with.
Yes. Yeah.
But when it comes to Justin and Leah, I'm struggling.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to get your thoughts as a Leah fan.
Formerly a fan until I met you. Oh dear. Yeah, I mean, Justin's just breaking my heart. He just looks like he's trying to bury his grief because he's putting Leah first, and he's like, well, she's his family, she's his auntie, so my grief is secondary. But I actually think that, and I said this before, I think Leah is not as close to Theo as Justin was.
There's an argument there, isn't there, for that? Definitely. Yeah.
There might be blood, but I think Justin really was a surrogate dad, but also like a sort of older brother, like a confidant. You know, they worked together, they did the band together, they did all the fun stuff together, whereas Leah really was responsible for putting a roof over his head, feeding him, you know, that kind of thing. Whereas Justin was his mate, essentially.
They shared a lot of interest, a lot of time together, didn't they? Way more than he and Leah ever did. I agree. I think Justin has been quite selfless with his grief, and he's been doing things like waiting for Leah to not be around when he has a moment and things like that. And the way he's been talking to people outside of the home about it has really sort of resonated with me. You know, when he's been talking to Sonny, when he's been talking to, you know, Remi and Sonny at the record label, for example. I think
he's sought counselling. You know, he's tried to do something about his grief, which is a real growth for Justin. You know, there was not that long ago he was doing mandatory anger management,
isn't it?
But now he's not. It's not mandatory. He's actually seeking it out and saying, "Do you know what? I need a counsellor. I need to speak to someone about this." And that's real growth for him,
isn't it? And I'd even extend that point and say he comes home from counselling and tries to then seek the support of his partner and gets nothing on it. He tries to tell her what it was like and share his you know, he tries to sort of say to tell her about his experience, doesn't he? And open up to her about the counselling, and she just doesn't even look at him.
No,
she's cleaning the fridge.
She's cleaning the fridge. She goes, "That good for you," kind of thing. I was like, "Oh, that's a bit."
So I'm struggling when it comes to this. And I understand that she's got to do her due process and he's got his, and I get it. But I feel like she's able to lean on him and he's not able to lean on her. And that is the imbalance for me when it comes to that. And there was a moment where she did sort of redeem herself later on when they get the guitar and she picks up the things from the apartment, doesn't she? I mean, who'd have thought Leah and Sonny are besties? Blimey, I didn't see that coming. That's really nice. I've really enjoyed those scenes, though.
They did get on when he did live with them temporarily, didn't he? And they did get on quite well back then, I think. So I think it wasn't out of the blue, but it was nice to see.
Yeah, and those characters that don't know. Let's see. I'm wondering though if we're going to end up going down a bit of a dependency route with that. You know, a bit of a replacing Theo.
I thought the same. Yeah, because it's the first time she's lit up. You know, when he came round the second time and she was like, "Stay for dinner," and she got all animated, like Justin saying, "I can't get 2 words out of her. She won't even stay in the same room as me. You know, I can't get her to talk." And then Sonny's there and she's like opening up to him. She's smiling. She's going up. She's talking about baklava. You know, there's that kind of... He's the closest thing to Theo or to even her own son that she's got right now. So is she replacing that need to be a mum or that need to be a caregiver? You know, is Sonny going to be the next kind of
this is going to be... Ooh, it's one of those moments, isn't it, where you're like, oh God, that could be awkward. But one to watch. I think. But this is the sort of stuff I need from Lacey.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when you look at that, just going back to that start difference, crazy, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
When we're supposed to believe that they were really into each other. I don't know.
Mm.
Now, just when you think you're getting over your boyfriend and you're back to work, in comes Peter Rolfe. What's it called? Journalist
Yeah.
extraordinaire. We've sent our best guy in, haven't we, again?
Again, yeah.
Oh
dear, I did laugh at this. I texted you, didn't I? And I was like, is this the guy that wrote that article about Tane kidnapping the baby and got it all in his face in the hospital? I was like, I'm sure it's the same guy.
You can just see it now down in the Yabby Creek office. They're kicking off again in the bay. Peter, off you go.
It's your area, doll. You go.
And he wants to do an article on it all, doesn't he? I mean, there is local. Look, it was a local councillor, so of course the press are going to want to cover it, right? The Coastal News should be all over this. We certainly were. Where are you, Peter? You're late to the show. So to be honest, it's these characters, and I'm glad it's a recurring one because it's just a little nod for us as well. But these are the kind of things that I love about soaps. You get these funny, quirky characters in to do something. No one's talking to him. I mean, it seems to rile up Sarge David, doesn't it? That anyone's even, he accuses Justin of speaking to him when actually, Peter barged into his house, for God's sake. No one's spoken to him, but the article will be there anyway. Do you know what I mean? And I don't understand. I mean, again, it's this sentiment that the show has of writing the Coastal News as a rag that no one likes. And there's this whenever the Coastal News is involved in any storyline, there is a sentiment of filth. I wouldn't even spit on them if they were on fire.
It's hilarious because they do talk about the Coastal News when they talk about the Coastal News in a bad way. When there's an article that exposes one of the bay as being, something that they shouldn't be. But when they get commended, like when Alf gets commended for being at the surf club forever, or some good news makes the headlines, they put it up in a frame. They frame it and put it.
I know, they love it.
It's so funny.
Any other time, it's a rag. It's not worth the chip fat.
It's so funny. It.
So we're in that mode, and no one's talking to Peter, and I don't understand that, because he's going to write the article anyway. Wouldn't you want to try and make sure the article's got some facts in it and speak to him?
Yeah.
Where do you sit with this?
I guess I would be nervous of having that interview with him and being in a sort of grieving sort of state, saying something and it being misinterpreted the wrong way, and then it's my words twisted. I'd be worried about that. I'm surprised we haven't had him tracking down Leah, and I'm wondering whether that's still to come based on the fact that they've had that showdown between her and Lacey this week, where she said, good job you did wake up.
Oh yeah, and Leah's going to say it was all Lacey.
Lacey
did this.
Is there going to be a Leah version in the Coastal News next week?
Oh, I hope so, now you've said it.
Because he hasn't spoken to her, and I was like, there's a reason why he's gone to David, he's gone to Lacey, he's gone to Justin. The only one he hasn't gone to is Leah, and she seems like the most obvious person to interview.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's not over, but I could be wrong.
I wonder as well if he might speak to Cassandra.
Oh, or maybe Cassandra's the one that called him.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Because that didn't really go very well when she came to town after his death.
No.
Leah got quite a lot of blame there, didn't she?
She did. Everyone's lashing out at each other, though, aren't they? That's the thing. And that's what happens. It's quite normal, I think. But I did think it was an oversight that he didn't see Leah, and I thought this has got to be coming up to that. Because then they had that, that confrontation between Lacey and Leah, and Leah's all riled up. If the journo then finds her walking through that picnic area, all riled up after that, I thought she'll let loose and she'll go, right, I'll tell you the truth. This is what happened.
Yeah, she won't hold back, Leah, will she? That is
I was waiting for it.
Very true.
I was almost waiting for Peter Wolf to jump out of the bushes.
I really hope that happens now next week. I really need that to happen.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of Theo and remembering him, what is probably the best thing that's happened since, really, in bringing people together for remembering Leah, which I didn't think, a couple of weeks towards the end of last year's season, Leah would even bring herself to do, because she wasn't invited to the funeral and she wouldn't do anything else, and it was all very fresh.
We
But
weren't invited to the funeral. We didn't get to see it either. Rude.
We saw the hearse though
We did.
during a car chase.
I didn't get closure, girl.
No. Well, do you feel? I'll ask you this then. Do you feel like you've got closure now with this memorial at Back on Track Records HQ?
Yeah, I think probably having the Christmas break and it being a while ago, I'm probably over now. But before Christmas, I kind of did miss having the funeral because I was like soaps. It's all births, deaths, and marriages, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like funerals are part and parcel of a soap. So I was a bit disappointed that we didn't get a funeral. I get why. And I did like the chase down of the dodgy councillor. I did enjoy that.
Yeah.
So I get it. But yeah, I think this is kind of like the alternative to the funeral, isn't it? The memorial. And I think it is fitting for Theo to have a little. I thought I thought we were going to go down something cheesy, and I thought if they changed the record label to Theo's name or did like a huge thing, I think that would have been out of proportion and also difficult to keep up with on the show. Difficult to maintain that continuity and everything, because the pace of the show in 2 years' time, nobody's going to know who Theo was. It's going to be one of those
true.
things that's a new viewer's not going to know why it's called Theo Records or whatever. So I think the tribute that they've come up with, just hanging his guitar on the wall, having a little plaque, a little corner to remember him, I think that's quite fitting, and I think he would have liked that. It's not too showy. It's not over the top. It's just something in his name.
I agree, and I think it looked nice. I mean, it's in this nice swanky record label. I mean, I can't decide if this location is staying then because of that, or
it's weird
because it's not a studio
place.
Yeah,
it's not set, is it? It's a real place.
Yeah, which made me think, well, we're not going to be here very long. But then we started doing this plaque and memorial, and I thought maybe we will. And then I thought, I could buy a bath bomb right now.
I was actually really relieved when you said this, because we were talking on WhatsApp, weren't we? And I said, I'm not sure about that plaque. Like, Sonny turned up with the plaque, didn't he, to Leah's house and said, this is just a draft, it's not set in stone. And then I said to you, 2 scenes later, it's on the wall, and I was like,
I know,
looks pretty set in stone to me.
Literally set in stone.
Literally, like, on the wall 2 scenes later. And then you said to me, it's in the lush handwriting.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, thank you, because I was looking at it and I was like, why does it look so familiar?
Yeah,
why does it look?
I can't unsee it. It looks like he's nicked it from Lush's window.
It does. I was so glad when you said that, because I was like, penny drop moment. Oh my God. It is.
I think I sent you a message tonight. 3 bath bombs for a tenner.
I can see it.
Mix and match.
It was the same handwriting style. Whatever font they'd used was the same. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Oh dear.
Right.
Do they have lush in Australia? I don't remember seeing one.
That's an interesting question.
I don't remember seeing a lush when we were, but then we didn't go shopping, did we? We were too busy. So
only for Uggs.
Yes, that's true. Last day.
The less said, the better. About Uggs.
Yes, I never want to go in another Ugg shop the rest of my life.
Because we'll end up complaining about Blazer Man. And he's had enough airtime.
Yes. Yes.
Speaking of people with enough airtime, Joe, Lean, and Tane flirting up a storm. Nobody wants it. They don't even look like they want it. No. Back at the station, Sarge David happens upon Tane's police file. He's got to go and do his check-in, hasn't he?
Scene of the week.
Mm-hmm. And he goes to him and he does Tane's annual thing and it pisses Tane off something rotten, doesn't it?
I love this. I can't stop laughing. Yes.
He is fuming and he ends up having to sit Joe down and tell her that he stole a baby, amongst other things.
It's kind of a red flag on paper, sorry.
Apparently, it's a bit of a red flag. Yeah.
On paper, it's a bit of a red flag. I'm sorry, this cracked me up. This whole thing cracked me up. I've been waiting for this.
I feel a bit vindicated because we were like, yeah, we've been screaming it. So, yeah. I'm glad it's been addressed.
Yes.
But that's not stopping her. She's got no kid he can steal. She doesn't care.
It's only a red flag on paper, sorry. Come on.
Only on paper. Sarge has to then warn him off, doesn't he? And he's like, you're too complicated. Like, leave her alone. And Tane's like, but I only left the country with permission once. I'm a good boy now. And he's all, Joe's fragile, blah, 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 leave her alone. So he does. That then pisses Joe off because she's been given the brush and the cold shoulder. So in the end, they do this dancing around each other around town for a couple of episodes. We're all eye-rolling again. And then they finally talk it out. And he just says, like, doesn't admit that his dad warned him off. That's going to come out and it's going to be really uninteresting. And then Joe's going to say to her dad, stay out of my life.
Yeah.
Isn't she? Yeah. But they decide that it's worth the red flags on paper. We're going to turn a blind eye to it, and then we're going to go and check in to the motel.
Ew.
Not stay in the night. We're going to then complain that we got judged by the receptionist, who had every right to judge because what they thought it was.
But to be fair, that motel, dodgy motel, that's their clientele, surely. Come on.
Yeah, that and people hiding from the law.
Exactly. And people coming down from an overdose and what have you.
Yeah, it's not a nice place to find yourself, is it, really? To be fair, I'd rather be there doing what they're doing than anything else.
That's true. Abby had a really rough couple of days in that hotel.
Yeah. Remi did he have his knuckles wrapped or something? What happened? Can you remember?
Yeah, he got tied to a chair and talked to by Jacob, didn't he? Yeah.
So yeah. So they're at the hotel having afternoon delight. And they all go home and it's like Australia's worst kept secret.
Yes. I don't know whether you feel the same way. I think you probably do, but I am not feeling the chemistry here.
No.
Even after the lying in bed, half naked, looking at each other thing, I was like, it's really hard. I don't want to compare it to Flick because obviously you shouldn't really. You should just take it for what it is.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to not compare it because they had the heat, they had the passion. They were the hottest couple for ages, weren't they?
Yeah.
And with Tane and Joe, I'm like, it's like watching a brother and sister kiss, and it's just making me feel uncomfortable. And I don't know, is that really harsh?
No, I can see that. It looks awkward as.
Yeah.
A lot of these things on TV are choreographed, aren't they? And the actor's job is to make it look not so, right? That's the job. This just feels just completely staged, completely acted. You know what I mean? You're right. There isn't that natural believability that they're into each other.
No. There was one scene where they were kissing on the beach, and it looked like she was almost pulling away from him, and he was kind of pulling towards her, and I was like, they're going to fall over in a minute because he looked like he was climbing on her, and she was trying to resist. I was like, this is making me feel a bit strange.
Yeah, it's not it's not a hot couple that we're all,
No.
getting a bit, or, hot under the collar watching, and just glancing around the room and making sure no one catches us watching it,
Mm.
Whereas when you think about, I know what you're saying about the comparisons, but the comparison, but the Tane, Felicity, they were throwing each other against walls. We were like wishing it was us, do you know what I mean? And that is the point of
Yeah.
those
You're supposed to live
things on a
vicariously,
soap.
aren't
Yeah,
you? Yeah.
yeah. I'm not jealous of any of these.
No. In my head, I'm just screaming, "Run, run, Joe, run!" Like he's got so much baggage, and the thing that I'm also really worried about in the background of this relationship is that she hasn't really thought about the dynamic of getting with someone that's got a small child and is living with the mother.
Well, isn't that evident when he tells her he can't stay and
Yeah.
he's got to go?
And I don't think she, even though she knows it, the fact is there. She knows it as a fact that he has a child and, Harper and everything. But I don't think she's realised that she's always going to be the third choice. She's never going to be this. Archie's going to be second. Well, first choice. Harper's going to be second choice. And then she's going to be third. She's always going to be third.
Yeah. And you know what? I think we're all forgetting as well that he lives with her. He lives with Harper.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we're going down this Harper and Joe rivalry is going to step up. And actually, now we're here and this is what's happening. I'd actually would rather him get with Harper at this stage.
Oh, God.
Now, what is that saying?
Oh, God. No, I don't want that. I just want him to be on his own.
Because we were on here going, oh my God, you know what's going to happen? They're going to be at home one night and there's going to be a couple of glasses of wine and they live together and it's just going to happen and it's going to mess
cry on
Harper.
each other's shoulders.
Yeah, and I was like, it's going to be really unfair for Harper. It's going to mess her up. I'd actually rather fuck with Harper at this point than have to try and invest in this relationship.
I don't think I'm quite at that extreme. I'm really glad that Harper's got this parent thing to think about, and she's not brooding over Tane right now. I'll be honest, because I don't
think she is.
I don't know. I can't go back to that side.
Harper's already become the housewife.
Ugh.
She's already calming him to dinner.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I just don't think that Jolene is going into this with her eyes open. I don't think she realizes that
I do agree.
She'll come third, and she'll always have her dates cut short because Archie needs something or Harper needs something. If she's not okay with that, this is going to be really messy.
Yeah, I do agree. I completely agree with that. Yeah, she's going to struggle with this is
and she
this is the reality. These other
doesn't-
people are in her life.
She doesn't need to. She doesn't need to take on a man with this much baggage and a criminal record and someone that antagonizes her dad. And like the whole relationship is going to be marred now by Tane versus Sarge, and then the background of Archie and Harper and her coming third. She doesn't need this. She's young, free, and single, and she's got a good job. Why is she tying herself to this guy?
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's the only one in the bay, but come on.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd run a mile, wouldn't you, in her shoes? Let's face it.
You would.
Let's face it. Finally, we've got time to just mention Maz. Because she's overworked. She's worrying about Leah, isn't she? And trying to do everything for Leah and be there for her. And this is her way of doing that. Only she's no staff. Al's really worried about her because she's working morning, noon, and night. Diner, coffee cart, and back. And it goes from bad to worse because she's not even getting time to eat. And she faints. She collapses at the diner. And I was thinking, oh gosh, this is a bit extreme. I mean, I know it's home and away, and we expect the extreme, don't we? But I thought it was explained that she'd skipped lunch. Now, I've skipped many a lunch and not collapsed while working. She's obviously not eating breakfast, maybe not even eating dinner the night before at this point, if she's at this, where she's losing consciousness at work. But I was worried for her, Sophie,
Yeah, I know. It was awful watching this, actually. Part of me was like, oh, yay, Marilyn's got a scene. And the other part of me was like, If this is something big, if this is a major medical thing, I haven't got the energy for it. I don't want Maz to go through something serious. I'm really hoping this is just a temporary exhaustion scene.
Yeah, same. And it gets Leah back to work, basically.
Yeah.
Which might help her a bit. I think Leah could do with doing a couple of shifts, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping it's that as well, even though I desperately want Marilyn to be out front and centre again. I'd rather it be something else, not a medical thing.
It's nice to have these scenes. I think the reason why I've enjoyed this week is because we've had Marilyn and we've had Mr. Stewart having scenes together, and I think I've enjoyed, even though it's not even a major storyline and it is something awful for Maz to have to go through, I've enjoyed seeing these two. So I'm looking at this and saying this. I've enjoyed this week, and I'd actually watch these two in the diner all day, having conversations. I just don't want this to be a health thing, because after the back of last year with this, with the Irene story, I really want something more positive for Marilyn.
Yeah, we're emotionally drained, aren't we?
Yeah, I'd like something else for Marilyn, I think, rather than another. So I'm hoping this is a temporary kind of. Finally, people are looking at Marilyn and realizing that she carries loads and she doesn't get any credit for it, and she doesn't get any help. And maybe it's a year for Marilyn to sort of say, what do I want to do with my life? Do I want to work myself to death in the diner, or do I want to do, I don't know, whatever?
Go on a journey, maybe. You never know.
She doesn't want to keel over like Alsa, does she? I mean, I was watching these scenes and she's working herself into the ground, and Alf's there, and I was like, this is reminiscent of Alsa.
It was very Alsa. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh my God, how did I not even notice that?
And I was a bit worried about that, because I was like, this better not be a health thing where she drops, you know what I mean?
My thought was, this hasn't got a patch on that time she got electrocuted with the mop.
I forgot about that.
And she woke up with amnesia. That's the Marilyn story I need.
Yes, exactly.
Give the gal a knock to the head. Yeah.
So funny. It's true.
Oh, thank you very much. I thoroughly enjoyed downloading the week.
Needed that.
Yes. And hopefully you, the listeners, enjoyed it too. Now, this is the part of the pod where we would normally switch over to you guys, and we'll go to Your Say on the Bay. We're just getting warmed up, so there's no Your Say on the Bay this week, but you need to keep them coming in, don't they, Soph?
Yes.
So all you have to do is go to our website, coastalnewspod.com. Link is in the episode show notes of this and every episode. Click on Your Say on the Bay and fill in the form. Tell us what you thought, and you never know, we might read it out on next week's and any other week's pod. We do tweet along as well, don't we, Soph? Do you want to tell them about that?
We do. So we watch the show at the 6:30 5-star pace. And what we do while we're watching is we jump on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and we do tweet along. So we put our thoughts basically into the ether using the hashtag Home and Away UK, and we talk to other people that are watching the show at the same time. So if you are happy to share your thoughts, want to jump online, come and join the discussion, because there's quite a few people there most nights, isn't there, to talk to, and it's quite nice to hear other people's opinions of a storyline that you're watching, and you might think differently after reading their opinion, or you might find someone that's got the same opinion as you and you're like, oh yes, I think the same thing, and it's not just you talking to the wall at home. It's a real person that's got that sort of same view as well. So it's really nice. It's just a little community of Home and Away fans, just chatting online. It's really nice.
It is. Come and join in, and and Soph goes through those every week, and we read them out and react to them on the pod, and everyone. It's a very popular part of the pod, so do get involved. be lovely to hear some new names this year, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
It really
it
would.
would. Yeah.
And all you oldies, keep them coming in. We love you
Yeah.
all, and keep them coming.
Missed you guys over the break as well.
Yes, I know. The first episode tweet along back, everyone was like, "Well, the gang are back together." It's really good. We've got like a bit of a nice little community going on, so it's great. Keep them coming in. We're also on all the other social medias. If you don't do X and Twitter or whatever for obvious reasons, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. Like I say, our website's the easiest way to get hold of us, coastalnewspod.com. Just get your message to us. We'll get it. We'll get it somehow. And you never know, we might be reading out your Say on the Bed soon. Thanks for listening. Everyone have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Please take the time to like, subscribe, and review Coastal News wherever you source your podcasts, and ensure you never miss an episode.